Hello everyone, welcome to Energy News. Today we are glad to have a special guest. He's going to talk about the essential topics for the industry. Eduardo Andrade is General Manager at Burns McDonnell, Mexico, and he's going to share with us his perspective on the energy generation projects in the country. How are you, Eduardo?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So glad to be here.
Eduardo, today is going to be here Aldo Santillan, who is our editor-in-chief. He will be with us in the interview. Is it okay?
Oh, it's more than okay. I'm glad about it.
Hello, Aldo. How are you?
Hi, Ruby. Thank you very much for having me here. Eduardo, thank you for the opportunity of having a little talk with you today.
Eduardo, interconnection is an essential topic for the infrastructure projects, and that's our guideline today. How was the pandemic changed the way projects for the Mexican energy sector are carried out?
Well, I don't think that things have changed that much. I would split the connection process in two. One of them, the interconnection, which applies for those companies that want to generate electricity, they want to put it into the grid. And then the connection process, which is for those people that want to obtain electricity from the grid and have to connect to it, have to hook up to the grid in order to get it. I don't believe that things have changed that much. Of course, all of these administrative procedures have changed because some of the government offices in Mexico had to close down because of the pandemic. But I believe that we have been able to do a lot of work while this has happened, and we have been preparing ourselves with technical documentation and planning. So when these offices were open, we could come back and show up and really be able to start the processes. So the pandemic is there. Of course, it has slowed down the economy, but it has not stopped us yet.
Eduardo, what are the greatest strengths and weaknesses of the power infrastructure in Mexico?
Oh, certainly. One of them is CENACE, which is the dispatch in Mexico, the ISO and the dispatch at the same time. CENACE is a world-class facility with people very well trained, PhDs all over, and the biggest technological development inside. So I can say the CENACE is one of them, of course, and CFE and its transmission grid is very, very important. Although there is some underinvestment at the moment in CFE's transmission grid, it is still a very, very powerful system, very different to what you find in the United States, as Mexico is basically a single system in all of the country. So that makes it a very powerful tool for planning and for being able to obtain electricity from the grid.
Eduardo, what opportunity areas do you find in national regulations regarding the development of energy generation projects?
Well, I would say that mostly I would think about the speeding up the processes because they tend to be kind of slow. But now you have to understand that a lot of people is trying to hook up into the grid, being as injectors of electricity, as subtractors of electricity, and people have to be in line and people have to work over so many projects that sometimes they take more time than we wish they could take. But this is a complicated science and they have to put in a balance all of the things that come along with these projects. So I understand that their job is not easy. And well, anyway, I would love if this could be sped up.
Please tell us what makes Mexico attractive to invest in conventional and renewable energy projects.
Well, first of all, I would say the size of the economy, which is very important. It's the second largest economy in Latin America. And being so close to the United States, I can foresee in the future onshoring companies coming back from China because of the commercial differences between the United States and China governments, and also because the pandemic has proven that the supply chain has been disrupted by these kind of events. I can see a lot of American companies coming back into the continent, especially into Mexico. Mexico has better labor attractives than those that you can find in the United States, and you also have the proximity. Being and coming to Mexico to manufacture could be a very, very interesting and attractive option for so many American companies. But I believe that's part of the Mexican advantage. Now, regarding hooking up renewables or non-renewables, it's very important too because Mexico has so much radiation, solar radiation, that it has to be a very, very important hub for the production of electricity coming from the from the sun that no other country can have in the world. I can see that Mexico's solar radiation is stopped by no one in the world. And again, its proximity to the United States makes it a very interesting place.
Eduardo, what trends do you identify in infrastructure projects for the national energy sector?
First and foremost, I would say that the storage has to be very important, because storage is will give a lot of life to renewable energy, because all of that intermittency characteristic for renewables will be eliminated when we have enough storage and enough storage technology around. So storage would be one of them, and one more would be energy efficiency, which is so important. The less energy we consume to do the same, we will be better. In that case, because we will be using half of the electricity we need. We're the double of efficient all around our life needs. Just think about a car that weighs maybe a ton or 2 tons. And it is driven by an engine that has connected to a battery that lasts for 4 hours. What if that car just weighed half a ton, 1 ton? That same battery would allow you to have double the time of movement. So I can see that technology, storage, and energy efficiency will be the drivers for the real disruptors for the economy in Mexico.
If I'm having a good understanding, this means that conventional and renewable energy will coexist, and it is coexistent, and it will be increasing its coexistence in the near future, right?
That is correct. I can see that traditional energy, fossil fuel energy, will survive for a long time now, because while we don't have an efficient and economical efficient storage technology, we must keep producing electricity coming from fossil fuels, because it is so important for electricity to be reliable, constant, predictable. And that today and at this moment can only come from fossil fuels.
Eduardo, given the budget cuts in companies, what solutions have you offered to help your clients optimize their capital investment?
Well, we're trying to make them focus on technology solutions that can allow them to be more efficient in any sense. One of them could be this revision of the current procedures for the production of manufacturing of whatever they do. That could be clothing, food, petrochemicals, steel, cement. It could be any one of those, but this is the moment in which, instead of cutting costs through cutting people or cutting projects forward, we should look at how more efficient can we become with what we have at the moment. And that's something that we can do really well in Burns McDonnell, because we have an area entirely dedicated to that, industrial services, that can allow them to be more efficient in the usage of energy, and also in the way they produce whatever they manufacture. So technology should be the drivers, is what they should be thinking about in this moment, in which we have had so much time to think things over.
Please, finally, tell us about Burns McDonnell's plans in Mexico.
Our plans are very simple: to be the largest and more important engineering company in the country. We will use Mexican talent coming out from Mexican universities. We are focusing primarily in the University of Mexico, my alma mater, but also, I would say, the best university in the country for engineering. So this will be a company created by Mexicans for Mexicans, and that will serve not only the Mexican market, but we will try to export our service back to the United States.
I have finished with my questions. Eduardo, I don't know if you would like to add something.
Oh, well, yes. Stay safe, be productive, hug your kids. This is the moment to do it. The niceties about working from home is that we have come back to our families, and I'm very glad about it.
Thank you. Aldo, do you have something to share with us?
Just to thank Eduardo for the time. I think this was a very interesting talk, a very important topic for our audience. So thank you, Eduardo, and thank you, Ruby, for having me here to share this time with the audience.
Eduardo, we hope that Burns McDonnell's plans in Mexico continue evolving successfully. And thanks everyone for watching.